the hallway lamp on low, beside the coat rack by the door. Your suitcase waited on the step like it had never stood before. I heard the old clock strike 11. You looked at me but said no more. Then footsteps faded down the stairs and silence settled on the floor. Years can change a street outside, but some small lights refuse to hide. The light you left in the hall still finds me after all. A little gold against the night, a memory burning soft and bright. The light you left in the hall, I never turned it off at all. Not because I'm waiting still, it simply knows I always will. The building has a different name. New paint is covering the walls. Someone replaced the wooden rail, and flowers stand along the halls. But every time I pass that door, I see your hand upon the frame. For half a second I am there, before the years return again. The light you left in the hall still finds me after all. A little gold against the night, a memory burning soft and bright. The light you left in the hall, I never turned it off at all. Not because I'm waiting still, it simply knows I always will. Some goodbyes arrive like thunder, some are barely heard at all. Ours was only one dim light and footsteps going down the hall. The light you left in the hall still finds me after all. I don't need to call you home, I've learned to let the years move on. The light you left in the hall is just a memory on the wall. But when the evening settles in, for one small moment, there you are. 7 o'clock beside the drugstore, headlights turning through the rain. You were standing underneath the awning, drawing circles on the pane. I would come across the crossing, always 3 or 4 minutes late. You would shake your head and smile while number 28 would wait. Every evening felt the same, until the years forgot our names. The bus that passed at 7 still rolls somewhere in my mind, past the corner where you waited, back when we had so much time. The bus that passed at 7 took us halfway across town. Funny how one ordinary ride can turn your whole life around. We would sit behind the driver, your cold hand inside of mine. Storefronts moved across the windows one by one along the line. We had plans we couldn't pay for, we had dreams we couldn't name. Still the city looked like heaven when I rode beside you then. The bus that passed at 7 still rolls somewhere in my mind, past the corner where you waited back when we had so much time. The bus that passed at 7 took us halfway across town. Funny how one ordinary ride can turn your whole life around. Now the route has changed its number and the drugstore disappeared. But sometimes when a bus goes by, I swear you're standing there. The bus that passed at 7 doesn't need to bring you back. I just like remembering us before we knew the road would split. The bus that passed at 7 keeps on rolling through the years, and for a mile I'm young again with you sitting beside me there. We used to take the longer way past fields of fading green. Your footsteps moved through fallen leaves, the softest sound I'd ever heard. You pointed toward the distant hills and wondered where they led, while afternoon turned copper bright above the road ahead. We never knew those quiet days would shine so clearly years away, where the old road turns to gold. That is where I think of you, not the leaving, not the lonely, just the days when love was new. Where the old road turns to gold, I can hear our footsteps still, somewhere past those autumn fields. Two young hearts are walking there. I drove that road again last year. The wooden fence was gone. New houses stood beyond the field where evening used to fall. The little bridge had lost its paint, the river looked the same, and for a moment in the wind I almost heard your name. Time can change the things we knew, but not the light that carried you. Where the old road turns to gold, that is where I think of you, not the leaving, not the lonely, just the days when love was new. Where the old road turns to gold, I can hear our footsteps still, somewhere past those autumn fields. Two young hearts are walking there. There are pictures from that summer, every street and every view, one beside the little harbor, 3 or 4 that I took of you. But the day we climbed the hillside, when the evening sky turned red, we forgot about the camera and just watched the sun instead. Maybe that's why I recall that quiet evening best of all. The photograph we never took is the one I clearly see. You were standing in the sunset, turning back and smiling at me. The photograph we never took, never faded, never curled, no paper ever held that moment, but it stayed inside my world. Boxes fill with aging pictures, colors disappear with time, faces lose their little details, dates escape the written lines, still that hillside stays unchanged. Whenever I close my eyes, your hair moving in the evening, red and amber in the sky. Some things never need a frame to keep the light from fading away. The photograph we never took is the one I clearly see. You were standing in the sunset, turning back and smiling at me. The photograph we never took, never faded, never curled, no paper ever held that moment, but it stayed inside my world. Maybe memory is kinder when it chooses what to show. It leaves the edges slightly softer and keeps the evening glow. The photograph we never took is still hanging in my mind. No date written in the corner, no old album left behind. The photograph we never took needs no place upon a wall. Of all the pictures from those years, I remember it most of all. We had an hour after supper before your father called you home. We walked beside the playing field where summer weeds had overgrown. You carried books against your sweater, I kicked the gravel from the road. We thought an hour lasted forever back when we were 17. Every evening had one rule: we had to leave before the blue. Before the streetlights came on, before the daylight was gone, we had a little world to ourselves between the sunset and the bells. Before the streetlights came on, I thought those days would carry on. Funny how forever fit inside an hour like that. We carved no names into the benches, made no promises in stone. You just leaned against my shoulder, half a mile away from home. Then one by one the lamps awakened along the narrow avenue, and every light became a warning that another day was through. Before the streetlights came on, before the daylight was gone, we had a little world to ourselves between the sunset and the bells. Before the streetlights came on, I thought those days would carry on. Funny how forever fit inside an hour like that. We wanted time to wait for us, but time was never cruel. It simply turned the streetlights on and sent two young hearts home. Before the streetlights came on, that's where I remember us. Not at goodbye, not at the end, but walking slowly home again. Before the streetlights came on, the whole wide world was still ahead, and every evening gave us one small forever before dark. I wore that coat for the first time since the winter you were here. Reached inside the left-hand pocket, looking for some change somewhere. My fingers found 2 paper tickets, folded twice and turning white, from the little downtown cinema on a long forgotten night. I couldn't even name the show, but I remembered walking home. 2 tickets in my winter coat, 2 little pieces time forgot. I don't remember how it ended, I remember how you laughed. 2 tickets in my winter coat from a night we thought would never go. The movie faded years ago, but somehow I remember us. Snow was falling past the marquee. You were wearing borrowed gloves. We missed the final train by minutes and blamed it all on being young. We walked 6 blocks without complaining, bought hot chestnuts on the way. Funny how the smallest evenings are the ones that choose to stay. 2 tickets in my winter coat, 2 little pieces time forgot. I don't remember how it ended, I remember how you laughed. 2 tickets in my winter coat from a night we thought would never go. The movie faded years ago, but somehow I remember us. I almost threw the tickets out, then folded them once more. Some things aren't meant for keeping, still you keep them in a drawer. 2 tickets in my winter coat, no longer asking where you are, just proof that once upon a night we had had nowhere else to go. 2 tickets and my winter coat, soft as snow from years ago. I put them back where they had been and wore the coat back home. Glow spilled from the neon sign while you counted coins inside your hand. Neither of us had a place to be, just 2 strangers trapped in transit land. You asked if the bus to Portland still ran late, and I said I only knew the time. Paper cups of coffee turning cold between our feet upon the concrete floor. Some people cross your path and fade away like names written on a dusty pane. We shared a pack of matches and a rainy day that never spoke again. Your coat had a button hanging by a thread that you kept twisting while you talked about a town 3 states away from here, and the heavy miles you walked. I listened close because the night was slow, and your voice had a steady gravel sound. Trains rumble underneath the subway stair, shaking dust down to the ground. Some people cross your path and fade away like names written on a dusty pane. We shared a pack of matches and a rainy day that never spoke again. Headlights swept across your tired face, then your ride pulled up beside the curb. You didn't say goodbye, just raised your hand, and my silence stayed undisturbed. Some people cross your path and fade away like names written on a dusty pane. We shared a pack of matches and a rainy day that never spoke again. Amber light flickered out. The street was empty once more. Sunday morning came in slowly through the curtains by the stairs. You were searching for your blue coat, I was waiting by the chair. 2 pairs of shoes beside the doorway, one old brown and one pale blue. Nothing seemed worth remembering back when every week had you. Funny what the years grocery store, two Sunday shoes beside the door. Sunday shoes by the door, we don't leave them there anymore, but I still see them side by side, ready for another Sunday ride. Sunday shoes by the door, such a little thing, nothing more. Still they take me back somehow to who we were and where we are now. We would walk beyond the station, buy the paper, share some bread. You would read the Sunday weather, I would watch the road ahead. There was nothing grand between us, no great promise we could prove, just 100 ordinary days that time forgot to move. Sunday shoes by the door, we don't leave them there anymore, but I still see them side by side, ready for another Sunday ride. Sunday shoes by the door, such a little thing, nothing more. Still they take me back somehow to who we were and where we are now. Maybe love is not remembered by the words we meant to say. Maybe love is two worn shoes waiting for an ordinary day. Sunday shoes by the door, I don't miss them like before. Still I smile when Sundays come at all the little things we were. Sunday shoes by the door, two quiet lives upon the floor. Time has carried us away, but I remember anyway. I was driving past the county line with midnight on the road. The dashboard light was fading green, the heater running low. Then somewhere through the static came a melody we knew. Three familiar opening chords, and every mile returned to you. Almost changed the station then, but let it play until the end. The radio played our song too late, years beyond the night we couldn't save. I knew each turn, I knew each line, like nothing ever touched the time. The radio played our song too late, but I didn't need to change my way. I let it follow me a while, then watched it disappear behind. We used to sing it badly with the windows halfway down. You always missed the second verse before we reached the edge of town. Back then I thought a song could hold whatever people couldn't keep. Now I know it only wakes the things we thought were fast asleep. The radio played nothing ever touched the time the radio played our song too late. But I didn't need to change my way. I let it follow me a while, then watched it disappear behind. The road kept going forward, the signal slowly disappeared. For once I didn't turn around, just smiled because you'd once been here. The radio played our song too late. Maybe that was why it felt okay. Some songs don't bring a love back home, they only show how far you've grown. The radio played our song too late, then another record took its place. I drove until the sky turned pale and left our old song with the night. I found an old address book in a drawer beneath the stairs. Names I haven't said in years, and numbers leading nowhere. Then halfway down a faded page, your handwriting appeared, a crooked 7-year-old street, and suddenly you were near. I didn't dial, I didn't try, I only read your name twice. Your name inside my old address book stopped me longer than it should. One little line in faded blue opened every road to you. Your name inside my old address book. I closed the page, but still I looked. Some doors don't need to open wide to let an old love step inside. I wonder who lives there today, behind that narrow garden gate. If the porch still leans a little, if the evening trains run late. I wonder if you kept my number or threw it out one spring. It doesn't really matter now, that's not why memories sing. Your name inside my old address book stopped me longer than it should. One little line in faded blue opened every road to you. Your name inside my old address book. I closed the page, but still I looked. Some doors don't need to open wide to let an old love step inside. I could have called 1,000 times, but time had made its choice. Sometimes a written name is kinder than hearing a stranger's voice. Your name inside my old address book stayed exactly where I looked. I put it back and closed the drawer, a little softer than before. Your name inside my old address book. One quiet page was all it took to remind me love can disappear and still leave something beautiful here. counting every winter he survived. The front porch creaked beneath a heavy calm, while distant church bells slowly chimed at 5. Paper maps began to fray and tear in drawers that hadn't opened for a decade. He left the town before the frost could bite, chasing shadows down a crooked lane. Nobody asked him where he went that night. Nobody waited by the window pane. A heavy suitcase packed with woolen coats sat beside the door since early June. He read through yellowed, unmailed lyric notes written by the dim light of the moon. The clock upon the wall had stopped at 3, frozen in the middle of a war. He stepped outside and pulled the iron key and locked the rusted hinges of the door. The gravel crunched beneath his leather boots as twilight swallowed up the county line. He cut away the tangled bitter roots and left the fading valley far behind. He left the town before the frost could bite, chasing shadows down a crooked lane. Nobody asked him where he went that night. Nobody waited by the window pane. The cedar smoke dissolved into the dark. He walked away and left no other mark. It was underneath some photographs inside a cedar box. 4 pages in my younger hand, still folded at the top. I wrote your name but not the town. No stamp was ever placed. I must have read it 20 times, then quietly put it away. All the words I couldn't send were waiting where I'd left them then. The letter I never mailed told you everything too late. How I waited, how I wondered, how I almost changed my fate. The letter I never mailed never crossed a single mile. Still it carried me tonight back to who I was a while. I read the first 2 pages, then I couldn't read the rest. Some sentence promises were foolish, some were painfully honest. I wanted you to turn around, I wanted time to change. But the person writing those old words and I are not the same. The letter I never mailed told you everything too late. How I waited, how I wondered, how I almost changed my fate. The letter I never mailed never crossed a single mile. Still it carried me tonight back to who I was a while. I'm glad I never sent it, though I meant each word back then. Some letters saved two people by never reaching them. The letter I never mailed doesn't need an ending now. I folded up those younger words and thank them somehow. The letter I never mailed can finally stay behind. I closed the box and turned the key and left that night with time. Sunday morning, 7:30. Rain was resting on the glass. You were reading yesterday's paper, I was watching people pass. Coffee waited on the table, toast untouched upon your plate. Nothing seemed especially different, nothing told us it was late. You asked if rain would last till evening. I said I think it's clearing soon. Such ordinary little sentences for the last morning in that room. Coffee cooling by the window, morning turning into gray. Neither one of us was crying, neither knew quite what to say. Your fingers resting on the paper, mine around a porcelain cup. Funny how a love can finish before the coffee cools enough. Years later in another kitchen, rain came softly just the same. Someone placed a cup before me, steam rose gently past my face. For a moment I remembered that old window and your chair. Not the leaving, not the hurting, just the way the light fell there. Time had taken all the sharpness from the things I couldn't change. What once felt like an ending was a picture in a frame. Coffee cooling by the window, morning turning into gray. Neither one of us was crying, neither knew quite what to say. Your fingers resting on the paper, mine around a porcelain cup. Funny how a love can finish before the coffee cools enough. I thought that love would end much louder with a closing door, pouring rain. But ours slipped out between two questions neither one of us would ask again. Coffee Coffee cooling by the window, sunlight breaking through the gray. Now I know that some beginnings only come when others fade. I lift the cup and watch the morning notes, sorrow rising up. Coffee cooling by the window. This time I drink it while it's warm. Rain is leaving from the glass. I let the morning carry on. Left the hallway lamp on low beside the coat rack by the door. Your suitcase waited on the step like it had never stood before. I heard the old clock strike 11. You looked at me but said no more. Then footsteps faded down the stairs and silence settled on the floor. Years can change a street outside, but some small lights refuse to hide. The light you left in the hall still finds me after all. A little gold against the night, a memory burning soft and bright. The light you left in the hall, I never turned it off at all. Not because I'm waiting still, it simply knows I always will. Building has a different name. New paint is covering the walls. Someone replaced the wooden rail, and flowers stand along the halls. But every time I pass that door, I see your hand upon the frame. For half a second I am there before the years return again. The light you left in the hall still finds me after all. A little gold against the night, a memory burning soft and bright. The light you left in the hall, I never turned it off at all. Not because I'm waiting still, it simply knows I always will. Some goodbyes arrive like thunder, some are barely heard at all. Ours was only one dim light and footsteps going down the hall. The light you left in the hall still finds me after all. I don't need to call you home. I've learned to let the years move on. The light you left in the hall is just a memory on the wall. But when the evening settles in, for one small moment, there you are. beside the drugstore, headlights turning through the rain. You were standing underneath the awning, drawing circles on the pane. I would come across the crossing, always 3 or 4 minutes late. You would shake your head and smile while number 28 would wait. Every evening felt the same, until the years forgot our names. The bus that passed at 7 still rolls somewhere in my mind, past the corner where you waited, back when we had so much time. The bus that passed at 7 took us halfway across town. Funny how one ordinary ride can turn your whole life around. We would sit behind the driver, your cold hand inside of mine. Storefronts moved across the windows, one by one along the line. We had plans we couldn't pay for, we had dreams we couldn't name. Still the city looked like heaven when I rode beside you then. The bus that passed at 7 still rolls somewhere in my mind, past the corner where you waited, back when we had so much time. The bus that passed at 7 took us halfway across town. Funny how one ordinary ride can turn your whole life around. Now the route has changed its number and the drugstore disappeared. But sometimes when a bus goes by, I swear you're standing there. The bus that passed at 7 doesn't need to bring you back. I just like remembering us before we knew the road would split. The bus that passed at 7 keeps on rolling through the years, and for a mile I'm young again with you, sitting beside me there. Used to take the longer way past fields of fading green. Your footsteps move through fallen leaves, the softest sound I'd ever heard. You pointed toward the distant hills and wondered where they led, while afternoon turned copper bright above the road ahead. We never knew those quiet days would shine so clearly years away, where the old road turns to gold. That is where I think of you, not the leaving, not the lonely, just the days when love was new. Where the old road turns to gold, I can hear our footsteps still, somewhere past those autumn fields. Two young hearts are walking there. I drove that road again last year. The wooden fence was gone, new houses stood beyond the field where evening used to fall. lost its paint, the river looked the same. And for a moment in the wind I almost heard your name. Time can change the things we knew, but not the light that carried you. Where the old road turns to gold, that is where I think of you. Not the leaving, not the lonely, just the days when love was new. Where the old road turns to gold, I can hear our footsteps still. Somewhere past those autumn fields, two young hearts are walking there. I would not ask the years to turn or call you back again. Some memories grow warmer when they are free from how they end. The road belongs to other lives, the hills to someone new. But every autumn lights the way that once led me to you. Where the old road turns to gold, that is where I leave the past. Not as something lost forever, but a light that learned to last. Where the old road turns to gold, I can hear our footsteps still. Somewhere past those autumn fields, two young hearts are walking there. And when the evening settles low, that old road turns to gold. There are pictures from that summer, every street and every view. One beside the little harbor, 3 or 4 that I took of you. But the day we climbed the hillside, when the evening sky turned red, we forgot about the camera and just watched the sun instead. Maybe that's why I recall that quiet evening best of all. The photograph we never took is the one I clearly see. You were standing in the sunset, turning back and smiling at me. The photograph we never took, never faded, never curled, no paper ever held that moment, but it stayed inside my world. Boxes fill with aging pictures, colors disappear with time, faces lose their little details, dates escape the written lines, still that hillside stays unchanged. Whenever I close my eyes, your hair moving in the evening, red and amber in the sky. Some things never need a frame to keep the light from fading away. The photograph we never took is the one I clearly see. You were standing in the sunset, lightly softer and keeps the evening glow. The photograph we never took is still hanging in my mind. No date written in the corner, no old album left behind. The photograph we never took needs no place upon a wall. Of all the pictures from those years, I remember it most of all. Before your father called you home, we walked beside the playing field where summer weeds had overgrown. You carried books against your sweater, I kicked the gravel from the road. We thought an hour lasted forever back when we were 17. Every evening had one rule: we had to leave before the blue. Before the streetlights came on, before the daylight was gone, we had a little world to ourselves between the sunset and the bells. Before the streetlights came on, I thought those days would carry on. Funny how forever fit inside an hour like that. We carved no names into the benches, made no promises in stone. You just leaned against my shoulder, half a mile away from home. Then one by one the lamps awakened along the narrow avenue, and every light became a warning that another day was through. Before the streetlights came on, before the daylight was gone, we had a little world to ourselves between the sunset and the bells. Before the streetlights came on, I thought those days would carry on. Funny how forever fit inside an hour like that. We wanted time to wait for us, but time was never cruel. It simply turned the streetlights on and sent two young hearts home. Before the streetlights came on, that's where I remember us. Not at goodbye, not at the end, but walking slowly home again. Before the streetlights came on, the whole wide world was still ahead, and every evening gave us one small forever before dark. Since the winter you were here, reached inside the left-hand pocket, looking for some change somewhere. My fingers found 2 paper tickets, folded twice and turning white, from the little downtown cinema on a long forgotten night. I couldn't even name the show, But I remembered walking home, 2 tickets in my winter coat, 2 little pieces time forgot. I don't remember how it ended, I remember how you laughed. 2 tickets in my winter coat from a night we thought would never go. The movie faded years ago, but somehow I remember us. Snow was falling past the marquee. You were wearing borrowed gloves. We missed the final train by minutes and blamed it all on being young. We walked 6 blocks without complaining, bought hot chestnuts on the way. Funny how the smallest evenings are the ones that choose to stay. 2 tickets in my winter coat, 2 little pieces time forgot. I don't remember how it ended, I remember how you laughed. 2 tickets in my winter coat from a night we thought would never go. The movie faded years ago, but somehow I remember us. I almost threw the tickets out, then folded them once more. Some things aren't meant for keeping, still you keep them in a drawer. 2 tickets in my winter coat, no longer asking where you are, just proof that once upon a night we had nowhere else to go. 2 tickets in my winter coat, soft as snow from years ago. I put them back where they had been and wore the coat back home. Amber glow spilled from the neon sign while you counted coins inside your hand. Neither of us had a place to be, just 2 strangers trapped in transit land. You asked if the bus to Portland still ran late, and I said I only knew the time. Paper cups of coffee turning cold between our feet upon the concrete floor. Some people cross your path and fade away like names written on a dusty pane. We shared a pack of matches and a rainy day that never spoke again. Your coat had a button hanging by a thread that you kept twisting while you talked about a town 3 states away from here, and the heavy miles you walked. beside the curb. You didn't say goodbye, just raised your hand, and my silence stayed undisturbed. Some people cross your path and fade away, like names written on a dusty pane. We shared a pack of matches and a rainy day that never spoke again. Amber light flickered out. The street was empty once more. Sunday morning came in slowly through the curtains by the stairs. You were searching for your blue coat, I was waiting by the chair. Two pairs of shoes beside the doorway, one old brown and one pale blue. Nothing seemed worth remembering back when every week had you. Funny what the years restore. Two Sunday shoes beside the door. Sunday shoes by the door. We don't leave them there anymore, but I still see them side by side, ready for another Sunday ride. Sunday shoes by the door, such a little thing, nothing more. Still they take me back somehow to who we were and where we are now. We would walk beyond the station, buy the paper, share some bread. You would read the Sunday weather, I would watch the road ahead. There was nothing grand between us, no great promise we could prove, just 100 ordinary days that time forgot to move. Sunday shoes by the door. We don't leave them there anymore, but I still see them side by side, ready for another Sunday ride. Sunday shoes by the door, such a little thing, nothing more. Still they take me back somehow to who we were and where we are now. Maybe love is not remembered by the words we meant to say. Maybe love is two worn shoes waiting for an ordinary day. Sunday shoes by the door. I don't miss them like before. Still I smile when Sundays come at all the little things we were. Sunday shoes by the door, two quiet lives upon the floor. Time has carried us away, but I remember anyway. I was driving past the county line with midnight on the road. The dashboard light was fading green, the heater running low. Then somewhere through the static came a melody we knew. 3 familiar opening chords, and every mile returned to you. I almost changed the station then, but let it play until the end. The radio played our song too late, years beyond the night we couldn't save. I knew each turn, I knew each line, like nothing ever touched the time. The radio played our song too late, but I didn't need to change my way. I let it follow me a while, then watched it disappear behind. We used to sing it badly with the windows halfway down. You always missed the second verse before we reached the edge of town. Back then I thought a song could hold whatever people couldn't keep. Now I know it only wakes the things we thought were fast asleep. The radio played our song too late, years beyond the night we couldn't save. I knew each turn, I knew each line, like nothing ever touched the time. The radio played our song too late, but I didn't need to change my way. I let it follow me a while, then watched it disappear behind. The road kept going forward, the signal slowly disappeared. For once I didn't turn around, just smiled because you'd once been here. The radio played our song too late, maybe that was why it felt okay. Some songs don't bring a love back home, they only show how far you've grown. The radio played our song too late, then another record took its place. I drove until the sky turned pale and left our old song with the night. I found an old address book in a drawer beneath the stairs. Names I haven't said in years, and numbers leading nowhere. Then halfway down a faded page, your handwriting appeared, a crooked 7-year-old street, and suddenly you were near. I didn't dial, I didn't try, I only read your name twice. Your name inside my old address book stopped me longer than it should. One little line in faded blue opened every road to you. Your name inside my old address book. I closed the page, but still I looked. Some doors don't need to open wide to let an old love step inside. I wonder who lives there today, behind that narrow garden gate. If the porch still leans a little, if the evening trains run late. I wonder if you kept my number or threw it out spring. It doesn't really matter now. That's not why memories sing. Your name inside my old address book stopped me longer than it should. One little line in faded blue opened every road to you. Your name inside my old address book. I closed the page, but still I looked. Some doors don't need to open wide to let an old love step inside. I could have called 1,000 times, but time had made its choice. Sometimes a written name is kinder than hearing a stranger's voice. Your name inside my old address book stayed exactly where I looked. I put it back and closed the drawer, a little softer than before. Your name inside my old address book. One quiet page was all it took to remind me love can disappear and still leave something beautiful here. Drifted through the open window blind. Arthur sat alone and watched the thieves, leaving half a lifetime far behind. He held a rusted key inside his palm, counting every winter he survived. The front porch creaked beneath a heavy calm, while distant church bells slowly chimed at 5. Paper maps began to fray and tear in drawers that hadn't opened for a decade. He left the town before the frost could bite, chasing shadows down a crooked lane. Nobody asked him where he went that night. Nobody waited by the window pane. A heavy suitcase packed with woolen coats sat beside the door since early June. He read through yellowed, unmailed lyric notes written by the dim light of the moon. The clock upon the wall had stopped at 3, frozen in the middle of a war. He stepped outside and pulled the iron key and locked the rusted hinges of the door. The gravel crunched beneath his leather boots as twilight swallowed up the county line. He was underneath some photographs inside a cedar box. 4 pages in my younger hand, still folded at the top. I wrote your name but not the town. No stamp was ever placed. I must have read it 20 times, then quietly put it away. All the words I couldn't send were waiting where I'd left them then. The letter I never mailed told you everything too late. How I waited, how I wondered, how I almost changed my fate. The letter I never mailed never crossed a single mile. Still it carried me tonight back to who I was a while. I read the first 2 pages, then I couldn't read the rest. Some sentences were foolish, some were painfully honest. I wanted you to turn around, I wanted time to change. But the person writing those old words and I are not the same. The letter I never mailed told you everything too late. How I waited, how I wondered, how I almost changed my fate. The letter I never mailed never crossed a single mile. Still it carried me tonight back to who I was a while. I'm glad I never sent it, though I meant each word back then. Some letters saved 2 people by never reaching them. The letter I never mailed doesn't need an ending now. I folded up those younger words and thank them somehow. The letter I never mailed can finally stay behind. I closed the box and turned the key and left that night with time. Sunday morning, 7:30. Rain was resting on the glass. You were reading yesterday's paper. I was watching people pass. Coffee waited on the table, toast untouched upon your plate. Nothing seemed especially different. Nothing told us it was late. You asked if rain would last till evening. I said I think it's clearing soon. Such ordinary little sentences for the last morning in that room. Coffee cooling by the window, morning turning into gray. Neither one of us was crying, neither knew quite what to say. Your fingers resting on the paper, mine around a porcelain cup. Funny how a love can finish before the coffee cools enough. Years later in another kitchen, rain came softly just the same. Someone placed a cup before me, steam rose gently past my face. For a moment I remembered that old window and your chair. Not the leaving, not the hurting, just the way the light fell there. Time had taken all the sharpness from the things I couldn't change. What once felt like an ending was a picture in a frame. Coffee cooling by the window, morning turning into gray. Neither one of us was crying, neither knew quite what to say. Your fingers resting on the paper, mine around a porcelain cup. Funny how a love can finish before the coffee cools enough. I thought that love would end much louder with the closing door, pouring rain. But ours slipped out between two questions neither one of us would ask again. Coffee cooling by the window, sunlight breaking through the gray. Now I know that some beginnings only come when others fade. I lift the cup and watch the morning notes, sorrow rising up. Coffee cooling by the window. This time I drink it while it's warm.